Hey, it's Tom, and in this quick video today we're going to work on using Rust Converter rather than Rust Remover to give some artwork a final finish. Hey, Tom here, and in this little snippet, this short here, we're going to work on some of the artwork that we do here. These particular pieces are my usual square and compass set that I do for different lodges, except I've got a set that I've actually been working on giving an antique look. And so what we did was we actually set all these in an acid bath. Left them in there for a very long time. So that started the process. It removed all the mill scale, but then it also it left areas that were slightly pitted and gave it a unique texture. So each one of these has a slightly different look and feel to them. The next step is to stop that process though. And so what I'm going to use, today I'm going to use this Eastwood Rust Converter. Sometimes I use all kinds of different things, but what the nice part about this is it works pretty well. It's pretty easy just to spray it on and get into all the little nooks and crannies, and then just let it dry, and it both converts the rust and seals it, as opposed to using something like the Rust Remover that everybody's been using, which is also a pretty cool product. This actually basically blackens everything too, right? So it seals it up and blackens it. So kind of a neat thing. From an artistic perspective, it works out better, I think, than the Rust Remover that everybody's been using. But for this kind of thing, if it were machinery or equipment, then obviously you want to remove that rust because you need that nice perfect surface. In this case, I'm going the opposite route. I want to leave it there. I don't want it to be perfectly smooth. I want it to look older and weathered. Typically, I would use a Scotch-Brite pad, scuff it up a little bit just to smooth things out just a little bit. You're supposed to, when you do this, they want you to use a wire wheel and remove as much rust as possible, and then do the conversion and sealant. Frankly, I'm not too worried about that part of it, but we're just going to hit it real lightly, and now you can definitely see the rusted spots. Suddenly, wishing I had put my mask on. Lots of nice rust particles and stuff in the air all of a sudden. That's alright. Yeah, I'm not trying to take everything off. We're just trying to knock the big stuff down and smooth it out just a hair. What I don't know yet for this particular set, because it's going on a float for a parade, I don't know what our final color is going to be. Sometimes when I do these, and now you can really see it, right? Sometimes when I do these, I powder coat them. Sometimes I just paint them. Sometimes they just get black. I've done the hammered bronze. You guys have seen me do all that stuff before, but I don't think you've ever seen me use the chemical process. I've got a couple of different chemical processes that I use in my artwork, and just thought I'd show something a little different this time. Let's start with the back. Actually, let's start by getting all this dust off this one. And thank you to the Postal Service for this nice cardboard that we're using today. Typically, I wouldn't use something like this. I would just find some scrap. But frankly, I was kind of in a hurry. Alright, so the back. Whoa. Let's get this on. Mist. Well, this is supposed to be coming out as mist, and apparently this tip is clogged up. Okay. Well, in that case, plan B. Get this on here and then we'll spread it. Rag. I really wanted it to get down into the cracks though, because there's a lot of little cutout areas, and it's going to be important that those not rust. And I don't know how well you can see. Maybe I'll zoom you in so you can see what it does. See if I can do that. You can kind of see it already. There's a side-by-side view. So you can kind of see the difference already. Nice part about this stuff is, you know, it's sandable. It's, oh, there we go. It's starting to get a little better. You can paint right over this. It doesn't require anything special. So it's kind of a neat process. Like I said, there's all those little cutouts and cracks that I want to make sure it gets into. I probably could have just brushed this on and done at least as well of a job, if not maybe better. Alright, there's the back side. We'll flip it over to the front. I'm feeling good about it getting into the cracks because it seeped around, so that's a good sign. Alright, let's bring this back out to the wide frame. Because the last step, what we're going to do, we're just going to hang them to dry. And this process is actually the same thing I do for powder coat. I'm even going to use the same setup. Show you in just a second. I have to move the camera. Let me move the camera real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, this is, you guys have seen, I think you've seen this cart before. This is my little mobile powder coating station. Just wiping off the excess that was on the back that was picked up when I flipped it over. Alright, so now I'm just going to let it sit. Make sure I go around the outside edge, make sure I got the outside edge. But that is basically it, right? So this will, you can already see it's getting a darker color. It's converting everything. It's creating that sealant. So I think it's going to come out pretty nice. And you know, because it's got the rust is at different levels or different amounts of rusting and things like that, it's going to give it some texture. This is actually going to give it a bit of a more wrought iron look. Sometimes from this point I just shoot clear over it or powder coat clear over this to finish the sealing process, and you can get this nice aged antique look. This particular set comes pre-drilled. It's got holes at the top and bottom. I made a bunch of them like that, so it's really easy to mount. But yeah, that's it. So the thing is about these is I needed to get them done first thing this morning. I did this even before my first cup of coffee today, so hopefully I didn't make any mistakes. Because it takes time to seal. Right? It's got to dry, and these, like I said, they're going on a float, and they're working on this stuff, trying to get it done. So a little bit of a time crunch. Not exactly physically a very demanding project this morning, but I have got a grab bag of projects to do this weekend. Today being Black Friday, I'm finally up on my feet again. I was sick for a few days. I think I had the flu. I had a fever and everything, so I was down for the count. So they've been patiently waiting for these things. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get some more video for everybody, and I'm going to schedule my next live session. So, and again, by the time this comes out, it may have already happened. So we'll see. Thanks, everybody.